everybody. Hello. Oh, let's have a quick look because I'm having to do my chat over here today. Hello, Christine. Hi, Phil. Hello, Emma. Hi, Caroline. Hello, Terry. Hello. I hope we're all well. How are you doing? I'm just getting a few bits and bobs. Well, I've been getting a few bits and bobs ready, I should say. Because tonight, guys, we're going to be playing with Oxide Sprays. I've got a whole load of them right here in front of me. There you go. I'll show you guys on the camera. I shall just tilt it. This is what we're playing with this evening, guys. Is all of these distress sprays. So I hope you're all buckled up and ready for a good time, because I know I am. Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have touched the camera, really, should I? There we go. Come on, wire. Back to where thou were. There we go. Sorry about that. I shouldn't have moved the camera, should I? There we go. That's better. All sorted. Oh, let's see. Good evening, Kirsty. Hello, Aaron Love. Hi, Hannah. What's going on now? Hi, Rhonda. What ring light are you using, and do you like it? Well, I'm actually using the ring light that's built into the webcam that I bought, so it's all in one. The voiced irritation has got... Yeah. Yeah, if I have to keep saying... I don't mean to be horrible, but if I have to keep saying about conversations pertaining to things that are going on with CC in this chat anymore, I'm going to have to start... I'm going to have to start banning people, because I don't mean to be horrible or to point fingers. It's just not something I want being discussed here. This is... To be very selfish, this is my stream. This is not Crafters Companion. I am no way affiliated with Crafters Companion at all. I have been friendly with a few members of their staff, yes, but I do not have any idea as to what's going on there. I have nothing to do with anything that's going on there. So that's the final piece, I'm afraid. So I won't be saying any more about that. Hi, Ords. How are you doing, my lovely? Hi, Simon. Welcome on in. I hope you've been having a good day. Right, I'm just getting a few pieces of card ready. I should have some... I think I've mixed them up, haven't I? I've got some watercolour. And I've got some... It's just normal card. Just normal card. So, what I've already done is I've pre-prepared the card blank that we're going to be using. And this is... a 5 3/4 by, I believe it's 8, just under 8.5. No, it's 8 1/4. So I've just done a matte layer for that, which I have taken down to 5.5 by 8. And I'm just going to cut a piece of this down to 5 1/4 by 7 3/4. So, just to do the preparation work before we actually do anything, 7 3/4. That is 7 3/4, isn't it? Yep, 7 3/4, which is what we wanted, by 5 1/4. Measure twice, cut once, and all that, guys. 5 1/4. And this is the piece that we're going to be working on now. We're going to make a nice background with some of the sprays first before we do anything else. So this is going to be our background piece. Hello, Sylv. How are you doing, my darling? I hope you're doing well. I'm trying to see. I've had to move everything around so much today. You guys would not believe it. I have literally been on the go all day trying to sort things out ready for stream this evening. It's been a right rollicking nightmare, I'll tell you. But it's been a good type of nightmare. So, now everything's all sorted. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a basic background with the sprays first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull out a piece of scrap card, because what we're going to do is mix two colours of the same colour family. And this isn't something that I've shown you guys before, but don't worry. I'm going to be showing you loads of different techniques tonight. We're also getting out the bad boy itself. We're going to be using the air spray as well. Hi, Barbara. I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad you made it. Oh my God, Hannah, that's naughty. How could you say such a thing? Right. So, what I was going to do is actually I'm going to probably want to go with an orange. I'm going to go with an orange and a red because we're going to be doing some nice butterflies. I'm glad you found your missing spellbinder dies. So I'm going to do some shaky to wakey, and you can all see me shaky to wakey. And I'm just going to make sure they've all shook up, because if they're not properly shaken up, you'll see on the bottom that there's still paint on the bottom. So I'm just going to give them a proper... Hi Stephanie, thank you for being here, darling. I do apologise about the noise. You're talking about your light ring. I didn't bring... Okay, fair enough. The naughtiness in this chat, I love it. I love it so much. It's so fun. Right, so I've chose two colours here that are going to be a bit of a contrast against each other. So I'm choosing Fossilised Amber, which is from the orange family, and I'm using a bit of Lumberjack Plaid, which is from the red family. But before we do that, we're going to prepare our paper stock just by spritzing it with some water. Now, I've probably gone a little bit too far there, but we know this is what I usually do. So, just for the sake of my sanity, we're going to pull out our Brenda spray booth. Just so you know, guys, I do have a lovely video on the channel as to how to make this. If you do not have one and want to know how to make one, you can learn. And all I'm going to do is set that in there so it's straight, or at least I want it to be flat really, but you know what, I'm just going to have to take it at this. I'm going to have to just go in at the side. So all I'm going to do is just go in with the red like that, and then I'm just going to turn it round, and I'm going to use this as a divider as such, and I'm going to spray and then all we're going to do is pick it up. I think we're going to have to give it some more spritzy just to get it to come down, but you can see. And then I'm just going to turn it, and I'm going to do the same that end. And you know what, I think I'm just going to add a little bit extra of the red up there because I don't think I put enough down. And I'm just going to do the same with the orange up this end, because I don't want all that red sitting up there. I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a bit more with the spritzy waters. Come on. I'm just going to keep turning it until we get this lovely effect. I'm using watercolour paper for this. I'm using watercolour. Oh, who said that? Someone asked. What? Oh, Caroline. I'm using watercolour paper for this. just normal watercolour paper. I'm just going to set that to the side for the moment, whilst I quickly clean up this god-awful mess I've made. Because we know how I feel about making a mess. Let's just give that a spray. I think actually having the chat at this side makes it a little bit easier for me to deal with, actually. I can kind of keep up a bit quicker because I'm just glancing. Right, let's get that out of the way for now because we may or may not need that again yet. And all I'm going to do is bring that back in and I'm just going to dry it. Tell us your views on making a mess. I get the amount I get you spitting everywhere. I would say you're a big fan of messy play. Oh my gosh. You lot are on form tonight, aren't you? Oh my gosh. A conversation about a ring light has gone to an absolute travesty, hasn't it really? I can't say I blame any of you, to be honest. I mean, this is my life after all. It's going to be what it is, isn't it? Right, now I really like this too much to use for what I was going to use it for, because I was just going to use it as a matte and layer, but I really love how that's come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use that for the stamping piece. So I'm going to pop that to the side for the moment, and I'm going to cut another piece of watercolour card down to what I need for that matte and layer. So I'm just going to double check what that matte and layer is again. So I need 5 1/4 by 7 3/4. 7 3/4. What did we say that width was? 5 1/4. Now we're going to use a different technique to do that background piece. That should have been. So I want to kind of make it look slightly. If I'm going to be going down that road, I want to kind of make this matte and layer look a bit ethereal. So let's bring in our air gun. Even without the air gun, you are dripping all over the place. You lot need to behave, you naughty peoples. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water in there, because what I'm going to do is mix some of the spray with it. Right. Oh, dearie me. Right, I'm going to mix in a little bit of the red, the lumberjack plaid, and I've only literally just poured a little few drops into that, and I'm going to mix in a little bit. And this is the first time I'm mixing colours in this, guys, so this could go one of two ways. This could either look really brilliant or it could look an absolute farm. I'm just going to set that up. And I'm going to bring back in the spray booth because I don't want to end up getting covered in stuff. Right. No, Gareth, that's not how you do that. Let's just turn that around, and I'm just going to give that a little... What is that device? This device is an air spray gun, Barbara. I don't think I should have mixed the colours. Right, there we go, now we've discharged that. I'm just going to turn that off for a second. And I do want to mix in some of this orange with it. So I'm going to go in with some of the fossilised amber just on its own this time. Just going to clean out the little pour pot because we don't want anything. Poor Brenda's getting a right... Ooh! Getting a right what? Sorry, tonight? She's a right going over. Right, I'm just going to do what I can to get the most of that red out of there because I think that was a little bit too much. It does look like a sunset, Rhonda, thank you. There we go. That's clean enough for me. Just going to mix that in. And I'm just going to go in with the air. Yeah, going to get air spray again. And I'm not going to go too heavy because I just want to lighten up the edge a little bit. And he says I'm not going to go in too heavy and goes in just a little bit too heavy. That's fine because we can correct that using a little bit of spritz. And just dab it off. There we go. So there we have our lovely matten layer. And just because I want to show you how messy... This is what I did with the leftover from the red spray. And now I'm just going to go... I shouldn't really do that because it does make a god-awful mess and covers everything. But right. So this is the piece that we're going to be using for our mat and layer. I'm going to have to dry that quickly. Who's going sensible? There we go. I don't know what's going on in the chat. I hope everything's okay with you guys. Right. There we go. I'm just going to run over it with my brayer. Just because I want it to be as flat as it possibly can be. But that is a lovely... So I'm just going to adhere that. Actually, I want to do some stenciling on that. I hadn't planned a stencil, but we're going to do some stenciling. I'm really fancying a bit of texturing. But what kind of texturing shall we do? I mean, I do kind of have the ones that I tend to go for. You can tell they're the ones I go for normally because they're all dirty. Right. Smut is going on, is it? Oh, wow. I'm not surprised. I am not A, shocked, or B, surprised that there's smut going on. I should have known, really. That's what happens every time I press the go live button. I should really have sprayed the stick and spray away from my desk. And I'm just going to give it a light going over because I don't want it ripping the paper to shreds. But it should be enough to hold it down. And all I'm going to do is use my scrap bits of card that I've got here to protect where I don't want the spray going. And you guys are going to love this. That stencil, Emma, is from, I believe it's from one of the ones that was released when the Duet ink pads came out. I can't remember the name of it now for the life of me. But before I do that, I better shake it away because I haven't woken this one up yet. I haven't lowered the tone man. Right, and I'm going to go in with a bit of squeezed lemonade on this one. And I'm just going to build up on that air spray with some more yellow. I just realised I was smelling the something on the cream of my shoulder and not the air sprayer. Okay. Right. Now that hadn't quite gone to the plan that I'd intended. So I'm going to give it another go. You cannot make this up, can you? You really can't. I've just been physically assaulted by 6x6 paper pads. You cannot. You really cannot make this up. You really, really can't. Right. Well, back to it. Hello, Kiri. Oh, that's the wrong colour. Where did me squeezed lemonade go? Ah, there it is. Yep, I got mugged by 6x6 paper pads. I'm absolutely fine. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm fine. I'm fine. Right. Just going to turn that off for a second. And hopefully when I peel this away... I mean, it's not exactly what I wanted, but it's a good kind of effect, because it's kind of what I wanted, actually. Oh, my grief. Everything's out to get me today, isn't it? Right, I'm just going to set that to the side a second whilst I sort out this. I think it needs another go over with the stick and spray. And actually, I could just go like that and spray that down. That helps a little bit. Let's give this another go with a stick and spray. Okay, I'll try to, Christine. Just gonna give that another quick. And we'll protect that with that, and use the scrappy bits to go there. And I'm thinking this time we can go in with, oh, actually, should we go in with a blue? I don't know what colour I want to go in with. I do have some nice blues. Oh, I do have a purple as well, but I don't really... I think I'm just going to go in with abandoned coral this time. Hello, Mike! What airbrush am I using? I'm using the airbrush which is from the Nerdy Crafter and Smart Art kit. This was one that I bought off of... well, it was from... I think it was off of... Smart... yeah, it was from Smart Art. I don't think they do them anymore, but you can look on Amazon and you can find ones that are very similar. Go farmer on the other side. Well, actually, what I might do is I might just mix a little bit of the lumberjack plaid with this pink, and we'll see what red we come out with. Because to be fair, it should be a red, shouldn't it? You can see I've still got loads of ink left in there. But I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm just going to put in a little bit of the coral. And a little bit of the red. I'm just going to give it a little swish. Did you say smart? No, I did not say that. I've been known to airbrush myself in the face. It's a perk of doing it, isn't it, Mike? There we go. I'm just going to peel that back. I really like that, actually. Just give that a little... Just clean that off. Welcome back, Ords. Just going to clean that. Let's get rid of that off of the back of there too, because I'm going to have to give it another quick. Seems we've got chunky glitter stuck on there. Oh well. Right. I'm going to give that a dry. I mean, normally I'd be a bit more upset that it's all... that it's not done exactly what I wanted it to do, but it actually looks really, really good. And now what I'm going to do, just for the final bit, just going to wet my fingers and let some of the splodges drip down onto the paper. Now these are a messy game. You're not gonna come away from this not at least looking like you've, you know. But it all washes off in a day or two, so it's not the worst thing to ever happen. And because I want to add a little bit of a texture, I'm just going to use my cloth. I'm just going to go over the top, and the little fibres should hopefully add a little bit of texture into it as well. Well, they haven't done as much as I would have hoped, but it's pretty good. I like that. Right. Oh, wasn't that my mat? Oh, are you? Ooh. Whoops. Right, okay. Well, there's nothing that can be done about that other than cutting a new mat and layer, so... It's me. It was bound to happen. I thought I had the scrap, but apparently I put the scrap away. So it's not the end of the world. I can always make another one. I'll even pop those over there for now. Put that back where I got that from. Tee-hee. It's all fun and games here, guys. It's all fun and games. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. Right, where's my card blank? I've got to remeasure that up again now. Right, so I need 5 3/4 by 8. 5 3/4 by 8. Oh. Oh, golly gosh. 5 3/4. It's like I already know how to do it. It just went straight there. Right, there we go. Always a happy accident. Oh my gosh. The level of debauchery in this chat. The absolute level. What's going on thither? I forget. Right, so I've stuck that side and that side. I just need to do this side. And that side. And I'll just do a... Go off, cheeky. I want you to stick on there, but not till I tell you to. Right. Is that right? That just seems a little bit bigger than... Oh no, just haven't lined it up properly. What in the Siegfried and Roy's gone on here? Oh, it's 1/4 of an inch too big. Silly me. Well, at least everything else was right. There we go, that's better. Right, so I'm just going to stick that. It was bigger than expected, Caroline, yes. It most certainly was. And are we shocked? No, we're not. This is what happens when I'm live. Right, so here we go. We have our card base and our matte and layer ready. So I'm going to do it as a 10th fold card, I believe. And I'm just going to bring in that. See, I was prepared. I'm going to use some of these lovely butterfly stamps. And I'm going to use some of these textural stamps as well. Gaz, unlike you to be complaining, is too big. Well, nobody said I was complaining, Hannah. But we do need to make sure that we get the size of our card done correctly, don't we? Or otherwise, you know, it just doesn't work out the way that we want it to. I'm going to bring in my my VersaFine Claire, and I'm also going to grab, if I can get to it quickly, my, come on, drawer, open, yes, my clear embossing powder, and I need a quick sheet of A4 copy paper. There we go. So we've got everything ready for when we do our heat embossing. I'm just going to get this ready and bring in our butterflies and the paper we're going to stamp onto. Now, there's not going to really be any rhyme or reason to this because I want it to be fairly random because of how I'm going to die cut it. And hopefully, because these are actually quite old stamps, they're still going to peel off properly and work like they're meant to. So I'm going to use that big one. Come on. That big one. That medium. And you know what, actually I quite like this small one from down here. Just going to line them up to how I'd like them to be. There we go. Now, I'm not a big one for using butterflies usually, but get your tonsils cleaned. Oh my gosh! Oh my golly golly gosh! What am I running? Toilet humour, literally. Literal toilet humour. Let's just line those up. Right, I do want to go over those again. See, that was the initial stamp because they're brand new stamps, you see, so it is going to take a few times for me to get this the way that I want it to be. But we will get there. But they actually, for an initial stamp, they did a really good job. And I'm just trying to push this up to the part of the desk that isn't so slanty. And I am, just for good luck, I'm going to give them one more going over. I just had a $1,500 box of fabric arrive. Wow. Ugh. Wow, Mike. You're quite welcome to send me $1,500 worth of fabric. I mean, I don't know what I'd do with it, but there we go. I'm just going to give that a little press. And I think that's quite sufficiently done. Now these are going to look a little bit boring for the minute, but that's just until I've done what I'd like to do with them. Now I'm just using Cosmic Shimmer clear embossing powder. You don't have to. You also don't have to have a massive tub as I do. Not everybody does. I'm just a lunatic. Right, let's put that back in there and then reapply some more, because I did pour a lot out. Just reapplying a little bit extra in the areas where it didn't quite take. And I'm just going to pick up the things that I knocked onto the floor. Yep. Yes, Hannah, VersaFine is a brand of ink, actually one of the best ones out there in my honest opinion. The best watermark pad you're going to get as well is a Versamark, which is also from VersaFine. Best watermark pad. Let's just shake that. This one is a pigment. It is a pigment ink. Right. Let's bring that back in. I just love. Stazon is brilliant, especially if you're stamping onto acetate. Ords. I love that. That's so pretty. It really is genuinely pretty. Right. Now, I know a lot of people have been doing this type of card recently, which means, of course, I need to give it a go. So, I've got my hexagon dies here, which I believe is not too dissimilar to one that has been made recently. And all I'm going to do is die cut out the butterflies in hexagons. So it's kind of like I can't remember, is it called diffused or something? I can't remember. But it's it is a style that's kind of a big thing at the moment amongst quite a lot of crafters. So I just thought I'd give it a go because I've never done it myself, and I'm a nosy git and I want to see how it works. So it is just going to be using 3 different sizes. Actually, I think we may want to use the outer 3. So if we go with... I'm not using the biggest of my outer 3. I'm using the second one in. And I'm going to use that one there. And then my third one in there. Actually, because if we can get that to do that, I can then line them up. And I'm going to use some... Normally, you just go... The ones that I've seen being done, people just go down in nesting order, but I don't think that's going to work for me. And I don't want to follow everyone else, really, to be honest, because I am a bit of a... I'm a bit of a lone boy in what I like to do. You know what, actually I think those are just too big. I really do. I don't want to use those ones. But then I kind of do need to use at least one of the biggest ones, don't I? Because otherwise it's going to look silly. I think that'll look alright. At the moment, I'm just kind of picking and choosing, seeing what works, what fits, what doesn't, you know. If your second one was smaller... yeah, I'm just kind of picking and choosing, seeing what fits, and I just want to kind of use as much as I can of it. It doesn't matter if I use all of it or not, I don't think. But I think, yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good going. Right, low tack tape. Oh, it's hiding in the corner. Shattered card, that's it. Hello, Suzette, how are you doing, my lovely? Yes, it's a shattered card. It's been quite popular recently. I've seen a lot of people making one, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go because I really fancy it. And I'm probably not doing it to the exact proper standard, but you know, since when did I ever do anything to the exact proper standard? Right, let's get the die cutting plates out. Where are you, you little begonia? Right, okay, put that back in there. I want that one. These plates have got all mixed up somehow. One is not amused. I'm very well, thank you, Suzette. I'm sorry to hear that you've got a cold. Good evening, Sarah. I'm not even going to bother trying to say your whole name anymore because it just gets me into trouble every time I do. So I'm just going to say, hi, Sarah. How are you doing, my lovely? I'm a right naughty boy, I know. And hopefully, he says, this should have all cut out. Lovely jubbly. Which they have. But the low tack tape has become high tack tape. Because, you know, that's what happens every time you use low tack tape. And I'm really trying my best not to... not to ruin my paper and my cuts. Right, so this should look something I need to die cut another one of those out, don't I? Because that's near enough all of the butterfly missing there. Right, I'm just trying to level that out so it doesn't... That's exactly what I'm glad didn't happen to the main bit that I was using just now. Right, there we go. We take those out to the side and run that back through. Now, put that up the right way, Gareth. I could have just used my little one for it, but it's too much effort to pull it all out. Allow low tack tape to ruin everything. Tonic low. Right, I'll have to get some. Yes, Lussix. Sarah, the Lussix Sancastrian, as I like to say. There we go. Now, hopefully, that should give us a bit of a better picture of how. So we got that. We got that. We got that. That goes down there. And that goes there. And I'm just going to bring those in. And just line them up as best as I can. And this is why I shouldn't be left alone to do things like this with no supervision, because I've just ruined it. But it's not really ruined. I can do something different. The shattered card is not really the best effect to be trying to be doing when you're me. It's not a problem. I did manage to get that to line up properly though, didn't I? Well done me. Actually, let's just see if we can. So that lines up with that. If I can get these all to line up, then I'll be happy. Which I can kind of do because it's like a bit like a puzzle. So as long as when I move this away, it doesn't, I don't necessarily move the hexagons too much. And I'm just going to move that down there because you can't really tell where that one's meant to be. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I am quite happy with that. Let's get out the old foam tape, and all I'm going to do is do it one piece at a time. So I do want it to stand out. Where are we? Sarah, lucky I acquired a few rolls, otherwise I probably wouldn't have tried it. Ooh, what did you try? Oh, the shattered card, yes. I mean, I'm not very good, apparently, at doing a shattered card, it would seem. I need to go back to the drawing board, but I'm nothing if not real, and you all guys always know what you're going to get, so I'll carry on making it whether it turns out right or not. I will definitely get some of that tonic glow tack tape as well, because that certainly sounds like it's something that should be in my arsenal. Apparently mint tape is meant to be really good as well. I've heard Simon Hurley use that one a few times. Need to peel that back a bit and take a little bit of that off because that's far too close to the edge and I don't like it. Right, so now I'm just going to reline. I'm going to take that off. It's a good thing actually that I didn't cut that down, because this is the perfect sizing for the layer, and now all I've got to do essentially is just peel off the backing of these and go back into where they were and just stick them down. So that's what I'm going to do. With all of them except one. Caroline, also regarding yours truly, thank God it ain't got a video. Oh my gosh. It's a bit of a statement. Hannah's using big words again. She used leviscus. I don't even know if A, I said that right, or B, what it means. So I'm not the biggest one for words. Thank you very much, Steph. I'm just so I don't know if I want to leave that down there or move it over, but we'll see how I feel when I stick it down. Then we'll do the final bit, which will be There we go. Yeah, I am just going to bring that over a little bit because it just seems a bit too much with it being over there. Lassie Voos. Oh! Being lewd. I see. No problem. I get it now. Right, let's just get rid of this rubbish because I don't want it hanging around. And now I'm going to go in with one of my sentiments. The only thing is that I'm absolutely rubbish at reading them backwards. So happy Mother's Day. I didn't even know I had that. Jeez. I'm just going to go in with the just for you because I can read that one. I was hunting high and low Mother's Day for a sentiment, and I didn't think I had one, but apparently I do. Right, I'm just going to chop a bit of my offset card because I'm going to have the shadow backing in the black for that. Low tack tape. That's been used a few times, so it actually is low tack tape. Too late now. It is Sylve. It's far too late now. Never mind. Right, and then just for you, I want to cut that out. Because it's going to go down in the corner there. I don't know where I'm going to put that, actually. What am I going to cut that out of? Oh, I think I've got some nice... should have... Yeah, why not? I'll be posh and have it in the pearl. But before we cut it out in the pearl... Oh yes, you know what I'm going to do, don't you? I'm going to, for one, cut it down to the size of about the same size as the sentiment, because I don't want to waste a card. And then I'm just going to go in on it with some fossilised amber and a bit of that. And then all I'm going to do with that is come in with my cloth and see that? That's the stippling effect that I was looking for earlier on. And you can see how well that's actually gone onto the cardstock. And I'm just going to cut the just for you sentiment out of it. Right, let's get that through. In case you hadn't guessed, you failed a course in diplomacy. How can you fail a course in diplomacy? Hannah, you're very diplomatic. I don't understand how you could fail a course in diplomacy. It just doesn't seem like something you would be capable of. Oh my god, has anybody seen my skin? And here's another case of the low tack, high tack. Right, here we go. Now I'm going to try to be very, very careful with this because it does seem to be, because it's so very, oh, okay. Yep, I'm going to use glue on this. I'm not even going to attempt. I'm not even going to attempt anything other than tacky glue because it's just a. Oh, okay. I'm just going to. Now these are some lovely sentiment dies that I actually bought off of a not entirely legitimate website that begins with the letter A. And I actually really like them. Let's move that out of the way because that is in my way. Oh, it was Phil that failed. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's just put that there. I'm just going to very carefully try to glue this as best as I can. It's not, unfortunately, it's not going to be super duper perfect because unfortunately I'm not super duper perfect, but it should look lovely by the time it's done. Such aspersions being cast against my good name. Well, I did apologise. There we go. Let's just try and make sure I get a decent but small enough amount of glue along these lines because I don't want to be over gluing. There we go. That's actually not turned out too badly. And we have a lovely just for you sentiment. I really like that. Of course, Hannah is very prim and proper. She would never have any aspersion cast upon her character that is anything other than just exemplary. And I feel as though we all need to apologise to Hannah. I know I have. Right. And now all I'm going to do is double up some foam backing. I'm just going to cut little bits off because it's going to just be easier than me trying to. And plus my foam tape is my little foam pads aren't the best. So better off making my own. Oh wow, I didn't realise I had so many people watching. Thank you all for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for your support. All I'm going to do is just peel the backings and I'm going to layer up another because I want it to stand out a bit more. Come on, peel off. See, I'm not the best at peeling these. There we go. And we'll just bump it up. Oh wow, 23 people. Oh my gosh. Thank you all for being here. You're all amazing. Thank you. Genuinely, thank you all so much. You're just all utter angels. I really do appreciate the support. It means a hell of a lot of it means a hell of a lot to me, guys. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say other than that, because yeah, I'm always overwhelmed when, you know, there's like an amount of people here, and just anyway, never mind 24 people all choosing to watch me out of everything that you could be doing. Gals is gals. I don't think everyone's a girl though, and I don't, you know, because like Phil and Mike, I don't think they're women, and I'm pretty sure Simon and Aaron aren't women. So there is a... Oh, Ords, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, honestly. You lot will get me all freaking sentimental and start crying in a minute. And all without advertising. Yes. I don't know, should that really be more of a focal point or off to the side? Right, so I think that pad is a little bit too much, so maybe we should take the one pad off. And what I'll do, because otherwise, yeah, that's going to be too much on that one bit if I'm putting it in that corner, so I really should have thought about that beforehand. I'm just going to put a bit of tacky glue on it. Oh my god, 25 people. And there we go. There we have it, guys. We've got a lovely butterfly broken card. Well, it's not as good as it could be, but I really like the fact. I really like how it's turned out. I'm enjoying it. And in fact, I might just add a little bit something extra to it. So all I'm going to do is get out a little bit of one of my sparkle sprays. Because, hey, oh, actually, no. I'm not going to use a sparkle spray. I'm going to use one of my Tim Holtz Distress Mica Sprays. So I've got some Tim Holtz Distress Stain. I'm just going to give it a quick shake up. And I'm just going to put a little bit down because I don't want too much. I'm going to grab my paintbrush. Now I've picked my tiny paintbrush. Where's my spritzy bottle? Because I need some water. Because I don't want to go in with that without air. I'm just going to paint on a few of these diamonds in the sparkle spray. Not too many. And I'm not aiming for perfection with it either, because, you know, perfection isn't what I'm after with this. It needs to look lovely, pretty. And where a few of the diamonds have gone, I'm just going to go in and paint my own. Because you can see where the stain's kind of taken them away. And actually, I might just paint in a few sections of the fly's wings as well. Why not? Just a few random bits here and there. And this is where I go into a colouring coma. See you all in 3 weeks. Maybe not so much 3 weeks. I'm just going to go over there with that little bit. And I'm not going to be too precious about it. I'm just going to go in and give it a little bit here and there, because, you know, who doesn't love a sparkle, right? Let's try and pick up some more of that. Try and give that larger butterfly a few more little bits. There we go. And hopefully you can see where the sparkle is. I think that really brings out a nice little something to it. And then, of course, because everybody, and I mean everybody, loves a Nuvo drop, right? I'm going to just quickly clean up that mica spray. Thank you very much, Sylv. Yes. I would rather... What would I rather do? Catch up with work or watch Gaz No Competition? Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. I'm just going to grab my enamel orange. So I've got the ripened pumpkin. And all I'm going to do is just go in and put 3 little dots there. And you know what? I don't think I need to do 3 little dots anywhere else. I think that's quite enough. Yep. There we go. And that's one completed card. I actually really like that. I genuinely really do. I love how it's turned out. It's so pretty. I'm loving it. Excellent. Right. Now what we could do... I don't know if maybe we should use up the rest of this that I've got lying around. What could we do with this one, I wonder? I don't think we need to do another another broken, shattered card thing, because I don't think I'm quite adept at doing those ones. See, look, oh, I can use big words too. Who knew? Yeah, I'm not very adept at the shattered card. So if I just put those away. I do have this step card blank, which is a little bit looking a bit sorry for itself. Should we do a new one? And then we can use up the... Then we can use up what we've got there. Right, let's just quickly do a little bout of tidying up before I carry on with the next card. Because I don't want to... Those sentiments are actually really good. Right, let's just get some of this out of the way. Mini hexagons. What did I do with you? You naughty little hexagons. Let's pop you back in your packets. So I'm just going to pop those back in there. I'm kind of sorry about that. Kind of drifting away from everything. I need to pull myself back in. Before we carry on with our next card, he says, let's quickly pop some of these bits and bobs back together so I can see what we've got and what we haven't got. Right, good idea, brilliant idea. Texture card. We're going to do some stamping, guys. So I'm going to trim that down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. I'm not going to use the... I'm just going to get a 6 by 6 card blank out. 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Although actually we should really use a black matte layer for that, shouldn't we? That's 5.5. That's not going to be big enough. No problem. We'll just start with this for now. And hopefully this should still be tacky from the last time we used it. And how I'm going to start is I'm just going to go in and draw the black line. And this doesn't have to be absolutely perfect as long as it's up against the stencil. And it doesn't matter if it goes over. So let's just pull that. So one thing about having a dog that I don't enjoy, guys, is the fact that her hair gets absolutely everywhere. And there we go. Right. There is our circle. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's not what I aim for when I do this style of card, and it does help if I put it sticky side down. As long as that's pretty much covering the black circle. There we go. I'm going to get my textures out. We've got some lovely textures here. And I'm not going to use the RO block because I know not everyone's a big fan of the RO block, are they? Right, you know what? Actually, I quite like how that looks. I'm really going to enjoy using these. I'm really liking how that looks. Right. We do need to remove the stamps from the stamp platform though before we carry on. Him indoors is Portuguese and he calls big or posh words expensive. Oh, okay. Let's take these remember, guys, before you do put your stamps away, always give them a good clean. I just use plain water and a microfiber cloth. Never steered me wrong. There we go. Those off to the side. Don't know what that's doing there for, but there we go. Let's set this. Hi Lynn! Oh, don't you worry about being late, my lovely. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really, really grateful. I'm always appreciative of everybody who comes, no matter what time they get here. As long as you're here, that's what I say. Right. Let's put that back down, and I'm going to come back in with my VersaFine Clair again. Now these are just texture stamps from, I believe they're from the from a Crafter's Companion collection. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. But they're just texture stamps. I mean, you can use any texture stamps you've got. You don't necessarily have to use these ones. Let's use my stamp press tool. With the, I can't remember if I actually said on the last live or not, but I do have some really cool stuff coming from Craft Stash, which I bought with the money that you guys have donated to the stream. So hopefully you'll all enjoy what I've managed to get my hands on. I want a clearer stamp than that. just get that down. Who are we accusing of being a lovely guy? I'm not sure who it is that's being accused of being this lovely guy, but whoever he is. There we go, just give that a little squishy squish. And there we go. I really like how that's turned out. Now, I'm going to put that back down now that I've cleaned it off. And I'm going to do a few of these swirls just around the outside. Let's just give them a quick clean first before we put them away. Gaz, I presume that will be a late one using Sam's... Yes, that will be a late one using Sam's new stamps, and I've also got another lovely bit of kit that came with it as well, so I'm really, really looking forward to... I'm really, really looking forward to putting that one out there because it's going to be so freaking cool. Let's just do a quick few of these little flourishes. And all I'm going to do, because I really want to just build up how that looks around the outside. Why did that not ink as nicely? Is there something wrong with that stamp? There's a break in my stamp. How rude. How absolutely rude indeed. Interested to see where this is going. Oh, wow. You will see where this is going. And again, I'm just going to peel that back so I can wipe the ink off of it because I don't want the ink getting onto the project. Because I'm just going to move the swirl to kind of line up on that side as well. I'm also really liking how this is kind of do I need one down here as well, or is that too much? No, I think that's enough. Oh, there's meant to be a break in the in the stamp. What a numpty I am. Right, now I'm just going to bring back in the outer mask and I'm going to put that down. Now I don't know where I want to take this. Because I do have a few ideas, but I don't know if I've still got the... It's kind of just being a bit of a one-trick pony though. Let's see what I've got in this box. If I've got something nice in this box, we'll go with what's in here. That's just a bit too much. I could. Okay, we'll do that. I'm just going to find my scrap of watercolour paper quickly. Put that just on there for a quick second. Did I have a scrap of watercolour paper? I was fairly sure I did. So I did get 2 A4 sheets out. It's no problem. I'll just use a normal stamping card instead. Not a problemo. Right, so what I'm going to do is cut 2 of these unicorns very quickly once I figure out where I know it's creating extra stuff, but so I'm just going to cut 2 of those out because I'm going to use one as a mask. Let's just set that to the side first, and then we're gonna make that background so much better. Just as soon as I've cut these 2 unicorns out. So now one we're actually going to use the stamp on to give it some dimension. The unicorn is from, oh, what's the name of the set? Enchanted something or other? Is it Enchanted? Give me 1 second, I'll just double check because I've got some bits in here that have got the same name and I can't remember the name of it for my life. Enchanted Dreams. The unicorn is from Enchanted Dreams. Right, let's just put that back in there. Put that in there. And run that through there. Flip and rotate my card. And then off you can. Let's make the high tack, low tack. Low tack, high tack, 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 tack. And we'll run that through again. Right. So actually, what do I do? Shall I? Well, I'll use it to add some dimension. So I'm just going to take this off for a quick second. Now this is the great thing about this, guys, is having this stick and hold mat, is that even though I've already die cut, I can actually go in with my stamp and line it up correctly. I know it's not exactly straight, but you know, that's because I didn't put the die cut down straight. But this should now stamp perfectly. And this is, you know, it's why I absolutely love having the sticky mat. Right, I just need to go back on there and give, this is the problem with the slanty desk, you see, guys. Go in there and give that a good proper, right, oh my god. I'm only an hour late to reading that. Oh my gosh. That probably, having actually read that, I'm just going to read that back up. Right, now earlier on, apparently Hannah said that it's probably the first time he's ever sprayed all over a female. It would be the first. Right, there we go. That's all done and ready. I'm just going to clean that up. Oh my gosh, the things that go on in this chat. Right, now what I was going to do was stamp it directly onto the circle, which would have meant that I would have needed one to use as a mask. So now I've just got an extra one knocking about for no reason, which isn't a big problem, because what I can do is just use it to mask it off anyway, and still, yeah, why not? I'll still use it as a mask. I'll get in here with the texture stamps. So I'm kind of liking, oh, actually no, because that's got a little less. So if we go about there, and we'll put the love heart about there. And should we do an internal swirl? Yeah, the internal swirl looks kind of cool. But before we do that, I'm going to want that mica spray again. I'm just going to put a few more little dabs down onto the glass mat, because I'm going to bring in Brian once I've got him ready. I'm just going to pick that up. I'm just going to stipple it around. And I'm just going to let that dry. And then, oh, which colour? I've got some other colours here as well. Oh, I've got that nice. Make sure you use that one. It's a lovely pink colour. See, so I was right. Oh my gosh. And I'm just going to pop a few little splotches of that down, and pick it up with the Brian. Actually, I think I could probably do a few more little splodges of that. There we go. I think that works quite well. And just to make sure that it's dry enough for me to ink straight onto, so come in with my clean cloth. And I'm just going to ink up those and stamp them down. Now, it doesn't really matter if they're absolutely perfect or not on this kind of thing, because, you know, it's what I'm aiming for, really. But I would like that to be a bit more starker, considering next to nothing's gone down. I've used these stamps before, so I don't understand why they're behaving like this. Normally, you only get that from the first time. What is Brian made of? Brian is made of a dishwasher, like a dish cleaning sponge, and all I've done is just pick some holes out of it to make it look like more of a natural sponge when you stipple it. I don't get why that's not. I mean, I guess that's okay. It's not very annoying. Right. Let's clean that up. And put those stamps ready to go back away. There we go. Especially considering everything else stamped so nicely. Right, let's pull that out of there. And I think that is us done with stamping for now. So I should pop that back up there. Quickly clean the ink off of this. Now, you don't have to have a circle one like I've done. You could do square, you can do hexagon, whatever die cut you've got. And if you've got a piece of mylar or a piece of acetate, you can use that to create whatever mask you like with whatever dies you've got. Right, let's quickly figure out what I've done with that. Let's just pop these little bits away. There we go, mystical unicorn. And our whimsical textures can go back into their little cases. Then they're ready to be put away when I'm done. Huzzah! There we go, there's our little... And there we are, ready. Oh, what I wanted to do with this is actually get out my paints, but I don't know where they are. They should be in here actually. There they are, I believe. I'm going to get my beam paints out. I don't know which beam these are. I think they're moonbeam, apparently. And I'm going to use them to colour in the unicorn. So I'm just going to spray down a lovely bit of... And which colour is that one? That one's Starlight. I'm going to use Starlight to colour in his main body. There we go. Any excuse to get the sparkly paints out, right guys? Just gonna take a little bit more of that. Go over his face with. And there we go. I don't think you guys can actually see it, it's not that bright, but I am going to just highlight in with a bit of moonbeam. Just to just so that it looks like he's got a bit of a because I don't want that to actually sit super harsh. I just want it to make a nice shadow. So there we go. Hopefully you can just see the colour, if not the sparkliness. And let's put a little bit just down there as well. There we go. Right. Let's hope I don't end up in a colouring coma, eh guys? So, I think for his hooves, we're going to have to go with a little bit of metal gold, because I think it's just going to look pretty. And I don't want to overwhelm colour of his hooves. And for the main colour on his hair and tail, we're going to go with honey. Going to draw that out. And just for a highlighter, I'm going to go for the colour right next to it. And again, I'm not going absolutely mad with it because I want it to kind of stay separate. And for his horn, I'm going to go with marmalade. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I just really like the look of the colour for a horn. Just going to quickly clean that out because there seems to be a lot of those paints are really jam-packed, filled with shimmer. There is no not having them without shimmer. Let's just draw that out. Well, actually I like that because it tones down the harshness. And there we go, we have our lovely unicorn. Hopefully he doesn't look too stark, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put down a little bit of the fossilised amber from the spray. Again guys, you don't, you know, just because it's a lot that I've put down there, I did not need that much. And all I'm going to do is just go around the outline of him with the colour. I did go well beyond what the amount I actually needed. So I'm just going to pull some of that up. And you can paint with the sprays as well. They're just as good as if you wanted to use the ink pads. I'm just going to finish going around the outer edge of this. Just to give it a base coat. And then I'm going to bring in a smidgy little bit of my Lumberjack Plaid spray, and I'm going to mix them together to do the final layer. But I did want to give it that kind of bright behind, so that when I go over with the reddy orange layer, it gives him kind of like a glow, if you get what I mean. So he will actually look like he's kind of like just come through a magical portal or something. Or at least in my eyes he has. I am absolutely cuckoo about fantasy stuff, so I know a lot of you guys probably already know that about me. Oh, did I not put down any water? I do need to put down a little bit of water. Oh, I skipped ahead. That was a bit silly of me. There we go. And that is our lovely unicorn ready. And he stands out a little bit as well, which I like. Fairy collection? What fairy collection? There's a fairy collection? Did nobody tell me there was a fairy collection? Whoops. So there we go, there's that. I'm just going to quickly pop that away because we're done with that for now. And the last thing I want is mucky mess everywhere. I might cut that down and do a black outer layer for it. So I'm just going to quickly grab down a card blank. We might as well get that done and out of the way. So this is a simple piece of card which is 6 by 12, and I'm just going to score it at 6. Which is always handy to have, because then I don't have to cut out any more. I'm not wasting my cardstock making card blanks. To put a finer point on it. There we go. Line that up. Burnish it down. And if I'm really lucky, I have a piece of shiny black cardstock which will do exactly what I would like it to. There we go, and then all I need to do is just bring that down by 1/4 of an inch. So all I'm going to do is take a quarter. I'm just going to shape it up a little bit by eye. And then it's got one of two options. It's either going to look really good or it's going to look absolutely rubbish. But we'll see. Yeah, I didn't. Hi, Terry. There we go. And it doesn't look absolutely stupid. Woohoo! I did a thing. Right, let's. I'm just going to use some tape runner on this because it's going to be the easiest. Are you now at... Oh gosh, I'm up to 26. Oh my god. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it. I just need to line this piece of... There we go. And we're going to put our unicorn just in the centre there, and I'm going to pop him on some foam, which I have here. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that 26 people are watching me. Wow, thank you guys. Hello Crafty Stacey Lou, how are you doing my lovely? Thank you for being here. Right, there we go. So, I don't think I want to... Pressure is on. No, it's not on. I'm not taking the pressure is on. Right, there we go. And now all we need is a nice little sentiment to finish it off. I don't know if I've got a little one out of this big pile of ones that I've... I don't think I do. Because those are quite big sentiments. They need to be on proper card, like on something different, not on this kind of card. Let's just see what we've got in the way of sentiments in this little pack. Because we do have some nice little sentiments, and I've got some leftovered card as well, which I can also use to make a mat and layer with. You know what, I think we're just going to go with a nice simple one. We're just going to go with birthday wishes. And I might use the rocker block for this one just because it's going to be quick. It's going to be the quickest option for me because I'm... There we go. Right. And all I'm going to do is just stick that on to... Actually... No, that would be too much. I'm just going to stick that onto a bit of my black backing card and I'm going to trim it up. So, let's pop that away because I don't want to cover myself in ink. Because this is me we're talking about. That could very well happen. And all I'm going to do is just literally line it up to the one corner with a roughly 1/4 of an inch barrier outline. And this isn't absolutely perfect. It could be and it should be, but not. So it does help if I don't. There we go. We've got a nice little birthday wishes sentiment, which will go down here in this corner. And all I want is my slightly flatter foam tape, but I don't think I've got my slightly flatter one. I don't think I've got any of my flatter foam tape left. I think I've used it all. I have. Well, through to that. What I can do is just back it up with an extra piece of because again it doesn't need to be perfect, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to back it up with a few extra pieces of black card. Because it's not going to be seen, it doesn't really matter. But it still gives it that extra bit of elevation. But not too much. Oh, that sits just there behind the unicorn. There we go, guys. That's 2 cards. So we've done 2 rather lovely cards this evening using different ways of using the Tim Holtz Distress Sprays, he says, whilst he's trying to remember exactly what he's done this evening, because he can't remember. And then, of course, you know, they all have to have the most important inking of all. We can't not do that. So let's just quickly put that there because I don't want to trample it. Move that out of the way and put those scissors back where you got them from. Right, just quickly. And there we go. So they got the handcrafted by Gaz stamps on them, and we've made 2 different cards using the Tim Holtz Distress Sprays. On this one we used the spray and stand, well, what I call the spray and stand technique, and I've just ruined those. This is what happens when you put Nuvo drops on and you don't pay attention to the fact that they're not dry yet. That's not a problem because I can fix that very easily because of the way that I splushed them. There we go. So we did my first idea of a shattered card, which didn't pan out exactly 100% the way I would have liked it to, but it still looks really nice. And then we used the mask and stamp techniques to make this lovely unicorn birthday card. So that is 2 awesome cards we've made that have also got their handcrafted by gas stamps on them. I hope you have all enjoyed this evening's lesson, because it was meant to be a lesson and I don't know quite where it went. But I think we've done really well, and we've come up with 2 really nice cards. So I think it's all kind of panned out for the best. I will just go through my usual gubbins. So if you're not subscribed, please do. Remember to ring the bell and press all notifications so you know when I go live or put up a new video. Don't forget to leave a little comment if you've enjoyed the video or enjoyed the live when it was live. And if you do want to donate to the stream, you can do. The links in the bottom of the description box, but please remember that it is not required. It is not anything that, you know, benefits me personally in any way other than I get to buy new things to show you guys. So it kind of works for the stream, and it also helps me keep it helps me keep all of the equipment going. So I'll just say thank you so much for you all being here. You are all absolute angels. I love you all so very much. It's been an absolutely fantastic evening as always. I have had a wonderful filthy time, and I will see you on Wednesday, by which point I should have the special item that I bought and the stamps from Sam Callett. So I will see you with those on Wednesday. I hope you all have an amazing day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me. I love you all. Bye. Bye.